This conference will now be recorded.
Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Okay. So, yes. So, hang on, guys, 1 second, please. Is there a way to see all your comments? Stop your recording. Leave the meeting. 1 second, please. Okay. So, this is very, very important for us to understand, guys. The DNS time, the connection time, the network time, the server time, and download time. This network time and server time, both of them, there is a term for that, which is we call it as a very, very popular time, TTBF. Any idea, guys, what is TTBF? Okay, can one of you unmute yourself and let me know what is TTBF? Any idea as to what it is? Any idea as to what it is, guys? Time to first buffer. Okay, so TTBF in the interviews, if they talk about TTBF, don't get overwhelmed, and they are not talking about it, you can talk about it as well. Okay, time to first buffer, which is includes the network time and the server time. Okay, so if there's a lot of stuff that needs to be downloaded from the server, which is like images and all that, then the download time will be little more. Otherwise, we don't expect the download time to be more. Mostly it's a server time which takes a lot of, with my experience, the overall response time is 2 seconds, out of which 1.3 1.4 seconds will be sorry, the server time itself. Okay, maybe 1.5, even 1.6, and all of them together will be very, very less, and then remaining like 0.2 0.3 will be download time, and the remaining thing will be less than 0.1 seconds or maybe 0.2 seconds. So this is what I've seen with my experience, but it changes from request to request, application to application. If there is so much time to download the stuff from the server and there is very less things which needs to be processed on the server, then the server time will be less and the download time will be more. We have seen that kind of thing as well. But 90 to 95% of this 2 seconds will be the server time plus the download. This is what my experience is. Okay, and that's how it should be typically. If any of the other stuff is like more, then you immediately talk to the developer and we right away know what is the issue. If there is any issues with the connections, then the connection time will be more. And if there is any issue with the network time will be more. So now today we're going to talk, we were talking about the graphs, to be honest. So we'll continue to talk about the graphs. Okay, so here is the report that we have generated in the last class. So I'll open one of, I don't know which one is the report that we have created in the last class. So almost all the three of them are the same time stamp. So which is 7:30. So last class was on Friday, right? So India time Friday, yeah, 31 should be the report. So there is nothing. This is a CSV file on 31. Okay, this is the report. Yeah, 31. So let me open this report here. So let me open it in a Google Chrome so that you know it will be. I mean, it will be good for me. So open with Google Chrome, wherein you can look at the stuff, you know, much more clear. And we were going through these graphs, response times over time. Okay, we have seen that graph. Okay, active threads, which is the active number of users. Okay, over time, bytes throughput over time. Okay, so we have seen the bytes received and bytes sent as well. Okay, so bytes received is more like your throughput. Okay, and latencies is what we were studying, and this is when we started discussing about all this. Okay, we started discussing about the DNS time, the connection time, the network time, server time, and the download time. Guys, please listen to my last video any number of times as well, and whatever the number of times is required, you listen to it. Whatever the work you are doing, okay, you might be traveling, you might be waiting for your train, or maybe waiting for your bus, or waiting for your friend, or you're in the office and you don't feel like doing anything. Just switch on that video on your mobile phone and then start listening to this video any number of times, guys. Because not just as a performance tester, as long as you are there in the software industry, there are certain things that you need to understand, and this is one of them. Okay, so whether you wanted to go as anybody, I mean, maybe as a developer, maybe as a administrator, maybe whatever it is, there are certain things which is good to understand, and this is one of them. Okay, so please listen to it any number, whatever it takes, any number of times. Okay, and in case in analysis, what is that you have done? If you start talking about all this, right? So definitely the job is yours. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, this is one of the things that you can talk about in the interviews. And more number of times you listen just before the interview, you do not even have to review it. Okay, make sure the terms are there in your mind so that you can talk about it. The time to first buffer, and this is network time to first buffer. Actually, this is server time to first buffer, and these two together is called time to first buffer. Okay, so listen to it, listen to it. You will get complete time. Okay. So, and then we have also discussed about the connections as well. Okay, so here there are some time there is a certain period of time wherein for few requests there is the connections took little more time. So maybe this is when you can report it to the developer that it's taking by 1,000. Okay, it's close to 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds, which I think is huge. Okay, you can talk to them. Okay, saying that the connection time is more. Okay, for few requests, but you wanted for connection time to be consistently high so that you can talk to them. But you can report it, saying that you have observed high connection times for few requests at the starting of the test. Okay, but typically if the response times are high at the starting of the request, it could be because you have aggressively ramped up. So I would do, in this case, I would do one more test by increasing the ramp up time. Okay, so if you have seen what is the ramp up time that we have given initially, let me go to the test and let's have a quick look at it as to what is the ramp up time we have given. Open recent load test. Okay, so the startup time I have given as 30 seconds. What I will do is I'll increase now because initially I've seen the response times high. Okay, if you've seen the connection time, okay, it's high, maybe fractionally, not much. At the starting of the test, you see the connection time is high and overall response times is also high. You see, response times is also high initially. Maybe there could be multiple reasons, and you can see here there is only few threads which for the response times is high, and this is exactly falling around the same time when the connection time is high. Okay, when the connection time is high, because the connection time was high for this fraction of the seconds, those requests overall response times have also increased from 6 to 7.5 seconds, and this is contributed by your connection time. Since the connection time was high for those requests initially, the response times were affected because response times includes the connection time. Okay, so you can give, I mean, this is only for 1-2 requests and this is small spike. You can totally ignore it, to be honest, but you can report it to the developer saying that this is what it is. But I don't think that would be a huge problem. Okay. Hang on, guys. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So yeah. So immediately what I'll do is I'll increase the ramp up time. Okay, for all these requests. Now it is 45, right? This seems to be okay for 5 users. The startup I've given it as 45. 5 users, I've startup I've given it as 50. But for this one, I would further increase it and run it as to see, if the spikes actually go away. Okay, initially. But it's a small spike. I mean, you wouldn't actually need to worry too much about it. And so these are the graphs that we have gone through in the last class. So I've quickly given the overview. Now I'll go through the other graphs which are there. Okay. So in LoadRunner, we have seen this graph each per second, the same thing. Okay, each per second. So uh, you see how many hits are happening per second. Okay, as the load is increasing, you see number of hits went to 40, and we have a pacing that was there. So since we had a pacing, okay, the number of hits actually came down. The number of hits actually came down. So as you can see, every script we have a pacing that we have included. Okay, every script we have a pacing that we have included, which was close to how many seconds? Close to 2 minutes. Okay, so every script we have included a pacing where it's close to 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the script. Okay, this is what we got it from the workload modeling. Okay, here we have given the pacing as what? Yeah, close to 2 to 3 minutes of pacing I have given. 1 minute left. Vidya, I'm in a session. Vidya, just give me some. Okay, I'm in the morning session. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to Udaya once. Okay. So, no, you're the only person in the class. I think you should just directly call her now once, please. I'll give the number. Right. Sorry, guys. 1 second, please. So you see, there were some pacing that we have given, and that too close to 2 to 3 minutes for each of those scripts. So during this pacing time, there will not be any activity, which means that we will not be sending any request to the server. So you see, the hits per second on the server for certain period of time is not there. So this indicates that it's a pacing time. Okay, so that's the reason why there is hits, and then completely there is no activity on the server. Then suddenly the paging is done, and then we have the script is sending the request. Again, there are hits on the server. There is nothing there for a certain period of time. Okay, so this indicates that there is pacing, and we have only three scripts. That too, each script has 5 to 10 users. That's why you are seeing this spikes. You are seeing this kind of pattern. But typically, if there are a lot of users, okay, and the users are typically spread across, so you wouldn't see this activity in the real world. Okay, this kind of nature in the real world. Okay, so okay, so this is just the code, okay, which is there. Okay, it talks about the HTTP status codes. We know that there are multiple kinds of status codes. You have 200, 300, 400, 500. So how many 200s have happened, how many 300s have happened, and all that is given. So anything which is 200 is wonderful. There is no issues with this. Anything 300 means it's redirected, which means that this is also good. There are no issues with the redirects. Typically, if the developer has coded it in such a way that is redirecting it to a different request, that typically the request will be redirected. So that's not an issue at all. But you wanted to check for 400s and 500s. You cannot have 0 400s, 500s in this test. We are done it for only 5 to 6 minutes, and that too with few number of users. That's why there are 0 400s, 500s. But typically you would have some 400s, some 500s. Under load, there are some requests, wherein the server will fail to respond. That will always be there. But check for how many 400s, 500s are happening. Okay, as long as they are less than 5%, we are good. But all the 400s or 500s happening at a certain point of time. You want all the 400s, 500s to be spread across that 1 hour. Obviously, here we have run the test for only 5 to 6 minutes. You see, 8:45 to 8:40, 8:48, which is 5 minutes. So you want, but real test will be one for 1 hour, and you want the 400s, 500s to be spread across that 1 hour. But you see all the 400s happening around, let's say 8:43. So you have received, let's say 30 400s. Okay, 30 400s, 400 status codes, and all of that 30 are happening around 8:43 or 8:44. Then definitely there is something happening around that time frame of 8:43 or 8:44, guys. Immediately you have to respond to they inform the developer saying that there was an issue at some point of time. Okay, we need to see what is happening around that 8:43, 8:44 area. If you see all the 400s, 500s around that time. Okay, so that is what you look for. That kind of patterns is what you look for, in this kind of graphs. Okay, and this is transactions per second TPS. Okay, this is TPS for each of these. Okay, as I've told you, you can hide all of them, and then you can look at the TPS for only whatever the transaction. So you see, this is the TPS, okay, for only the launch transaction, and it's approximately 2 per second, 2 transactions per second. Okay, and whenever there was a pacing, there is no activity, there is no transactions. Again, there is again the pacing is done. Again, it went to 2 TPS, and then again it went to 2 TPS. Usually, this graph should be in sync with this graph, and it will be. Okay, more hits on the server, more transactions is what you have sent it to the server. Okay, so if the client has said that, okay, 2 TPS needs to be achieved for launch transaction, you can come to this graph and check whether you have achieved 2 TPS or not for this launch transaction. This graph will help you to understand if you have achieved the TPS that you're looking for. Okay. Now, overall TPS, total TPS, total transactions per second is what is important. Typically, the people will ask for, the client will ask for the total TPS. Okay, they said that you need to achieve, when you run the load test, you have to achieve a TPS of 35 TPS. Let's say they are saying, okay, let's say they are giving that kind of NFR, then this graph will confirm if you have achieved that or not. As you can see, you have achieved 35 TPS. This is for all the transactions put together. Okay, you have achieved 35 TPS, but not consistently. You want the 35 TPS to be spread across. So, to be honest, the client is saying whether if you have achieved 35, if they have wanted you to achieve 35 TPS, over here you haven't achieved 35 TPS. Intermittently, you have achieved 35 TPS. But ideally, what you want the 35 TPS to be achieved consistently. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, you can increase the load, you can increase the number of users so that you can consistently achieve 35 TPS. It is possible. Okay, you can decrease the pacing. If you have done the workload modeling right, you will achieve the TPS, whatever the TPS that you ask for, consistently. Here I have put the pacing randomly. Okay, but if you have done the workload modeling using Little's law and you have calculated the pacing accordingly, then definitely whatever the client asked for that TPS you can achieve, which this graph confirms. Okay, and simple guys, this is the response times versus request. Okay, so you see this is median response times. Okay, so and this is global number of requests per second. Okay, so it will tell you like how many these are the different requests. Okay, so you see if you look at it, there are 5 requests. Okay, there are five requests, and then they are around 200, between 200 and 300 is the response times, is the milliseconds. Okay, that kind of response times. Initially, the milliseconds was more. You see, it's close to 1 second. Okay, as you increase the number of requests per second. So when the request per second, how can I look at this graph? You see, when the request per second is 35, the response times was between 200 300 milliseconds. That's how you can do it. I don't see a significance for this graph, to be honest. And same thing for this one, latency per request. Okay, it's same kind of graph as this one. Okay, so this is how you can see the throughput graphs, guys. And finally, it is the response times here. Okay, so you can see the response times percentile. Okay, I'll show you how to look at this graph. Let me hide all of it, hide all of the samples, and let's look at for only launch transaction. Okay, and how do I look at it? Okay, so just like you have 90 percentile, you can have a 80 percentile times, 70 percentile times, 60 percentile response times, and 50 percentile response times. So for this launch transaction, if the client asks what was the 60 percentile response times, immediately you can look at the graph and it says it's 6.2 seconds. Okay, and then they will ask you what is the 90 percentile response times. This is 6.4 seconds, and immediately you went into 95 percentile. The response times jump to 6.7. Okay, so 95 percentile is 6.7, 99 percentile is 7.5. Okay, that's how you can look at it. You can see what is the 10 percentile. It is close to 6 seconds. 20 percentile is also 6 seconds. So as you see, 60 percentile is 6.2 or 6.3 seconds. 90 percentile is 6.4 seconds. 95 percentile is 6.7 seconds. This graph will tell you different percentiles of your response. Okay, this will get a clear idea that until 90 percentile, the response times is more or less, which is close to 6 to 6.2 seconds or 6.3 seconds. When we went to 95 percentile response times, the response time jumped very high to 6.8 or 6.9. Okay, that's how you can look at this graph, and that's what it is useful for. And same thing, okay, so you see the response times having the request having the response times less than 500 milliseconds is huge. There are 3000 requests, 3000 responses which have a response times less than 500 milliseconds. Okay, so the ones which are less than this is less than 1500 seconds. Okay, oh, this is greater than, sorry, okay, this is less than 500 seconds, and this is greater than 500 milliseconds. Okay, there are close to 700 requests, 700 responses which is greater than 500 milliseconds and less than 1500 milliseconds, and there are close to 400 responses where the response times is greater than 1500 milliseconds. Okay, this will give you a perspective wherein your application is fast enough and there are more number of requests where the response time is less than 500 milliseconds. So application is fast enough is what you can see. There are few number of requests which is greater than 400 milliseconds. So this is the number of users. Okay, so again it's of not much use, and the response times distribution over the time. Okay, so how is the response times distributed as per the number of responses? Okay, so I've covered all the important graphs, guys, or the important graphs, and I've given you how to look at this dashboards. Okay, graphs, it will take certain amount of time, certain amount of your self assessment to look at this graph, spend a lot of time and understand what it means in the real time. You go through this video again multiple times, go back and look at the graph and see how you can make an understanding of this graph. Okay, it's very difficult for me to teach these graphs, how to analyze these graphs or how to understand these graphs. It has to come from within, to be honest, and that usually happens if you spend a lot of time. Still you have questions, okay, you have done all the time that possible, but still you are not able to understand anything about the graphs, you can always call me. Okay, call me, I can do a sit with you one-on-one and try to explain it to you in basic and simple terms. Okay, and there is one thing which I always wanted to explain, kind of mistake when I was not mistake but purposefully didn't do it because I wanted to explain this after the graphs. Okay, so the thing is, Kumar, you have shown me the graphs, after the whole test is done, these graphs. Okay, while the test is going on in the LoadRunner, I can see these graphs. So in Jmeter, can I see these graphs while the test is going on? Certainly you can see the graphs, guys, while the test is going on, but for that you need to add the plugin. So you see, go to the plugin manager and you see this 3D basic graph and then additional graphs. These are the two plugins you need to add it. For me, I have added it yesterday. For you, see if it is added. If it's not added, go to plugins and just search with the keyword graphs. Okay, now I'm not able to see that in available graphs because I've already installed it. Since if you have not installed this graphs, it will be available in the graphs. Select it and then add to your Jmeter. Okay, select those two plugins and then simply say apply changes and restart, so that those two additional graphs will be installed to your Jmeter. And once they are installed, before we start the test, you can just say right add, okay, timers, and you will be able to see all these graphs. You can add whatever the graph that you want. Let's say you wanted to look at the hits per second graph, just add it. And these are the graphs which I've just now shown you all, guys. Okay, these are all the graphs that I've shown you. You wanted to look at the TPS graph, you can look at it. Like this, there are all the graphs that are added. You can add whichever the graphs that you wanted. Okay, and then while the test is going on, you will be able to look at these graphs. So let me run the test. So it's waiting for the samples. You would have to wait for a little bit of time to see, what all the graphs, start seeing the graphs. Okay. Okay, the large transaction has happened. You see the graphs are building here. So as the test is going on, you will be able to see the graphs over here. So this is what you see, guys. So while the test is going on, you can look at all these graphs. Okay, you can look at all these graphs, and I've already told you what each graph means. Okay, so this is what most of the performance tests, I mean Jmeter experts, I see would be doing if they run it with the GUI mode. Very rarely a test will be done on a GUI mode, guys. To be honest, okay, it will be executed in the non-GUI mode itself. Maybe like 95% of the times it will be executed in a non-GUI mode. But you are running a test with small number of users and it's not consuming too much of your resources from your system. This is when they will be comfortable running it on the GUI mode, and you will be able to see the graphs right away as the test is going on. As the test is going on. Okay. I just wanted to give you a hint that, yeah, while the test is going on as well, you can look at that. That is what I wanted to mention. Okay. With this, the Jmeter is done, guys. We are done with the Jmeter. Okay. But there is one final topic which is pending. Okay. As a part of the coursework, which they might ask you in the interviews, which is Jmeter integration with Jenkins. Okay, so I was trying to think about how I can explain this concept to you guys. Okay, how I can explain this Jmeter integration with the Jenkins, because I need to talk about Jenkins first. Okay, if I have to talk about Jmeter integration with Jenkins, which will be usually used for CDCI or CICD is what they call it. Okay, CICD or CDCI. Okay, CDCI is more popular name. Okay, continuous development and continuous integration. So if I start talking about continuous development and continuous integration, it's a different chapter altogether, and then I have to explain Jenkins, so which will be a long class, and it's kind of a deviation. So what I would advise is to have a on the YouTube there are wonderful videos which are available. You can watch them to understand what is CDCI and what is Jenkins. Okay, I'll send you some videos as well. Just now I was searching for a video before the class, so I can find. Okay, let me see. I think I could find some videos. Okay, let me see where that video is. I could find some wonderful videos, to be honest, guys. So I've actually stored it somewhere. Give me an idea. Give me 1 minute, guys. There is somewhere I've seen these videos. Yeah, I think this is the video. Okay, so yes, okay, Jenkins tutorials contain in continuous integration. Okay, this is a wonderful video. Okay, I haven't watched it, but if it's from Blazemeter, okay, it should be meaningful. So I'll be sending this video to understand what is continuous integration CDCI and what is Jenkins. But in the class, what I will explain is how to integrate with the Jenkins. Okay, the expectation is you will understand what is continuous development and what is integration, and how Jenkins helps you with the continuous integration and continuous development. Trust me, guys, it's not difficult. But if you report back to me saying that, Kumar, I'm not able to understand, please take certain time, pull out some certain time and explain what is CDCI and Jenkins. I'll be able to do that. But it's not too difficult. You should be able to understand this. Do a little bit of research, do watch a couple of more videos, and it will take not more than half an hour to understand what is this one and why Jenkins is used for this one also. You'll understand. Okay, but on the high level, what is this CDCI is? Okay, let's say a developer. Okay, I don't go with developer 1, 2, 3. It becomes complex. Let's say there is only one developer. Okay, so far as of today's date, which is 3rd February, okay, he has developed 1,000 lines of code. Okay, 1,000 lines of code. This is on as of 3rd February. So 4th February, okay, he has developed 100 more lines of code. Okay, 100 more lines of code. Okay, so what he will do is he will immediately add this 100 lines of code. He will immediately add this 100 lines of code to this 1,000 lines of code on 4th February itself. Now we have 1,100 lines of code. Simple. Okay, this is what CDCI means. It's a continuous development. Every day it is developed, and it's continuous integration. Every day it is integrating with the older code. So on 5th February, Okay, so this is in a layman's language, guys. This is like a completely layman's language. Okay, but I want you to do more research on it. Let's say on the next day he has created 70 lines of code. Okay, so he will add immediately. It's a continuous integration. So he will add immediately on the same day, make it as 1170 line. Are you getting it, guys? So every day it's continuously developed, and as it's developed, it's continuously integrated. Are we clear with this one, guys? Okay. Continuous development and continuous integration is the name makes sense as to what I've spoken. All of you guys, all of you. Gautam, Diva, Atina, Anil, Agos, Raghu, Sise, Scott. Okay, that's what it means. It's a continuous development. They are developing it every day, and as they are developing, they are integrating with the actual. Okay, so this is what is a continuous development and continuous integration. As we integrate these lines of code every day, lot of management needs to be done. Lot of management needs to be done, and Jenkins is one of the tool to make this integration possible. There are a lot of tools like GitHub and all that. Okay, so GitHub and so many tools are there. Okay, which makes this possible. Okay, every day integrating with the actual code, you need some tools. It's not just happens haphazardly. You need some tools, and Jenkins is one of the many tools which makes this happen. Okay, and a very popular tool, very popular tool, and people who are good with Jenkins and all the tools which will help you with the continuous integration, we call them as DevOps team. Okay, we call them as development operations, DevOps teams. Okay, so DevOps teams will make this possible, like Jenkins installation, and make sure it all the configurations, everything, and what all the other tools which goes with Jenkins, integrate these multiple tools together. This DevOps team usually takes care of. Okay, but continuous integration, continuous development, in simple language, this is what it is. Every day piece of code is developed, it is integrated with the old code. It is integrated with the old. Okay, so I'll take a break. After the break, I'll tell you how the performance testing is falling in place for this one, and why our scripts developed in Jmeter or maybe LoadRunner needs to be integrated with the Jenkins. Okay, so I'll take a break, come back, see you online. Okay, I'll just muting you guys. So guys, are you able to hear me? Can one of you please confirm? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Kumar.
Thank you. Okay. Uh, so let's get started, guys. So let me quickly send a message. It was a long break, right? So just let me put it on the WhatsApp saying that the class has resumed. Okay, just give me one moment. Is everybody back? Everybody? Okay. So before the break, we were talking about the continuous integration and continuous delivery, guys. Okay. So sorry, continuous development and continuous integration. So CDCI. So hang on, guys, one second. Just give me one moment, guys. Seems to be some issue here. Are you able to see my screen? Can you confirm this? Seems to be some issue here. No, no. Okay. So are you able to see the screen now? Can you confirm? Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, fine. So before the break, we were discussing about CICD or CDC, not CDCI, I would say CICD. CICD. Okay. In fact, what did I say? Okay. Sorry, guys. I was in a hurry and I said it's continuous integration and continuous deployment actually. Deployment or deliver. Okay, so continuous deployment or continuous deliver. This is what it means. Okay, so continuous integration and continuous deployment or delivery. That's what exactly it means. Okay, so it integrates every day and then deploys continuously as well. Okay, so that's what it is. It's not development, continuous development. It is continuous deployment. Okay, that was a mistake from my end, guys. Okay, so anyway, this is not performance tested related. This is little different than performance testing. Okay, so that's why I got confused. I don't usually get involved in this kind of stuff, not done before. Okay, so it's continuous integration and continuous deployment or delivery. Okay, so the whole idea, I mean, whatever it is the name, but this is what it means. Okay, so every day, there will be a deployment. Okay, you write certain lines of code and immediately you deploy to your code. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Jenkins is the tool which is used for that. Okay, Jenkins is the tool which is used for that. You can do a little bit of research. Maybe in the interviews they might not ask you what is CICD or something like that, but they will ask you whether you have integrated or Jmeter scripts with Jenkins. If so, how do you do it? Okay, but they might ask you if you have worked on the projects which is CICD. So do some research on that, and probably you might get some understanding of it, and based on that you can say whether you worked or not. Okay, but for now in the class I'm going to show you how to integrate Jenkins with Jmeter or run Jmeter scripts from Jenkins. Okay, for that we need to install Jenkins now. Okay, I've already installed Jenkins, to be honest, yesterday, and it doesn't take too much time, but configurations and all that will take a little bit of time, guys. Okay, so what I will do is, okay, hang on, guys, hang on. So what I will do is, okay, I'll quickly tell you as to how to install, but I'm not going to install it now, which will take a little bit of time. Okay, so install Jenkins. Okay, so So first link, whatever it comes, right click on it. No, that's not what it is. Download and install Jenkins. Install Jenkins. Install Jenkins for Windows is what I'd say. Mine is a Windows machine. Okay, Windows 7, not Windows 10, Windows 7. Okay, so okay, so here is the link. Okay, here is the first link, whatever the first link which you open. Okay, so come on, close this one. Okay, so here is the link, and they have Jenkins for all the possible operating systems. So I want it for Windows. You can click on Windows, and then automatically, thank you for downloading, and then automatically a 100 MB file will be downloaded. See, I have already downloaded it yesterday, and that's why it is showing as one. Okay, so I've already downloaded yesterday. I don't want it to download again. So this is what is there. And once you go there, oh, come on. Okay, so once you go there, okay, so you would have to unzip this one. Okay, you just have to unzip this one. So it's already been unzipped. So let me see where it is. Yeah, this is what is the unzipped version. All you have to do is just double click on it and it will ask you to unzip, and you just say extract. You can do that, or just say right click and unzip. Okay, right click and say extract to so and so forth. So once it is extracted, this is what it is. Just double click on it and it will take less than 1 minute to install. Just double click on it and it will take less than 1 minute to install. And as soon as you install, how I can access Jenkins is, okay, from the browser itself I can access Jenkins. Okay, just say localhost, okay, localhost 8080, and you will be able to access Jenkins. Localhost 8080, and you will be able to access Jenkins. All you have to do is download Jenkins. Just say download Jenkins for Windows 7, and then you click on the link which says Windows, and you will be downloading the Jenkins. And once it is downloaded, unzip it, okay, and then double click on it, and it will go ahead and install it. And once the whole installation is done, automatically this page will show up. Okay, if not, you can just say localhost 8080 and this page will show up. Okay, so the password, I have already set up the password, which is admin. I'll be able to log in. Okay, so instructions are also given while installing. Once the installation is done, it will tell you how to set up the password as well. Okay, just follow the instructions, and if you have any questions, call me. Okay, so it's very simple. And then once you log into Jenkins, this is what you will be able to see it. Okay, so are we clear so far, guys? Are we clear so far, all of you? Just download, unzip, and install, and log in. So this is what we have covered so far. Very simple steps. It's not at all complicated. Okay, so are we clear so far, guys, all of you? And it is asking, usually for the first time, it will ask you to configure a lot of stuff, and you need not have to do it internally. It will do a lot of stuff. That's why I don't want to uninstall and install. It will take 15 to 20 minutes to configure all of it, and I don't want it to waste that. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm not uninstalling and installing it. Okay, because it will configure a lot of stuff with Jenkins automatically, and it takes a little bit of time. So I don't want to waste that time over here. Just try to download, unzip, double click on that, and it gets installed. Just follow the flow. Okay, automatically it will say, should I install the plugins? And you just say yes. It will take its own sweet time, maybe 15 to 20 minutes to install all the plugins, and then you will be able to log in. There is an initial password which comes. Clear instructions is given as to what to do with the initial password. As soon as it opens, just follow those instructions for the initial password, so that it will set up your own password. I've set up my username password as admin. Okay, if you have any issues for that, talk to me or call me. It's given on the screen itself how to set up the username and password. It's not at all difficult, guys. Just follow what's been shown on the screen, and then you will be able to set up the username password and log in with it, and this is very clear. Okay, so once you are here, I'll be explaining clearly as to what to do. Okay, I'll be explaining clearly as to what to do. Watch here carefully, guys. I've already created a project. Okay, so let me not delete it. Let me show you how I've created this project. Now the idea is what, guys? I'm not gonna run the Jmeter scripts not from Jmeter. I'm not gonna execute the Jmeter script. This test plan, whatever is load test 0130.jmx, I'm not executing it from the Jmeter GUI. Neither I'm executing it from the command line. Where I'm executing it from? Not from the GUI, not from the command line, but from the Jenkins. I'm executing that script. I'm Jenkins. I'm executing this test scenario, or I'm executing this load test from where? Why I'm executing it from the Jenkins? What happens in the real world? You see, on the 6th of February, let's say on the 6th February, okay. By the way, I haven't done any project with CICD, guys, or CICD. So honestly, I don't know what happens in the real world, okay, with the CICD projects, because I'm not involved in one. I've done mostly V model waterfall methodology. Okay, so this is what I have read and acquired knowledge from the internet. Okay, let's say on the 6th February, the developer has written 200 lines of code. Let's assume. Okay, then they will immediately deploy or integrate with existing code. So it will be 137 lines of code. Okay, lines of code. Now what happens is, now your Jmeter scripts, okay, Jmeter script, which is what CRIPT, which is the load test script, okay, the load test, okay, dot JMX 01 underscore 0130 or 0130 dot JMX script is there, right? It's already been uploaded into, okay, already, okay, uploaded into Jenkins or integrated in Jenkins or put into Jenkins. Okay, now what happens as soon as this 200 lines of code is integrated with the existing code, this load test will be automatically triggered by Jenkins. You as a performance tester need not have to keep track of, like, what is the developer doing, whether he has added any piece of code today, what he has done it, what is that he has deployed it. You need not have to worry about anything. Jenkins will keep track of it as soon as the developer deploys the new code into a new code. Automatically Jenkins will trigger this load test and will see what is the response times. Now, because you would have already executed on the older code, which has 11,1170 lines of code, okay, but now the developer has added a new code to the existing code now, which means that the code has changed. So on the new code, you wanted to see how the performance, so you need not have to take any pain to actually run the test. Automatically Jenkins will identify it, and you have already uploaded your LoadRunner script, sorry, the Jmeter script, which is the load test script into Jenkins. Jenkins will automatically trigger this test, and it will show you the response times on the newer code. Okay, so for these 200 lines of code, if there is one more script that you need to add, that you have to identify and add to these 3 scripts. Let's say in this 200 lines of code, buy reptile is there, okay, or purchase reptile is there. Then you have to add one more script called purchase reptile, okay, or reptile script. That is something that you need to do, okay. So reptile script is what you have to add, and then upload that new script again into Jenkins. So Jenkins will run the new load test. But if there is this 200 lines of code has no effect on our performance testing scripts. It's not adding any piece of code, or it is not adding any extra scripts, or not changing the existing scripts. Automatically Jenkins will pick up this test and run the test and give you the results. Okay, you need not have to worry or keep track of what is going on in the development. This is the whole idea of integrating your Jmeter scripts with the Jenkins, so that automatically it will be executed whenever there is any change in the piece of code. Automatically your load test will be executed to see what is your performance on the new piece of code. Okay, so that's what it is. Are we clear, guys? Are we clear? No, nobody is listening, or nobody understood it. Okay, maybe or may not be. Okay, so anyway, okay, forget about all that what I've said. If it's a CICD project, simply what you need to understand is Jenkins is used, and our Jmeter scripts needs to go into Jenkins. I'm going to show you how our Jmeter can be integrated with Jenkins, or Jmeter scripts can be executed by Jenkins. What we need to do from our end so that it will be executed, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so one more step here. Okay, before we start creating a project here and then execute our Jmeter scripts from Jenkins, there is one thing that we need to do. We need to add the plugin. I'm going to show you how to add the plugin. Click on Manage Jenkins, and you see, go to Manage Plugins, and then and then go to Available. Okay, go to Available and search for Performance. Search for Performance. Okay, so you see, there will be, since I've already installed, it will not be there. It will be there in the installed plugins. Okay, so you see, if I search for Performance, okay, you see Performance plugin. Now I've already installed it. Okay, that is why it is showing in the installed. For you, it will not be shown in the installed. It will be in the available. So go to Available, search with Performance. Okay, and then the Performance plugin will show up, and you click on that Performance plugin and just say install. Okay, just say install. Let's say I wanted to install this Dynamics Trace App Mod plugin. Okay, just go here and then install. Okay, download and install. Okay, so you see, whatever you want, whatever the plugin you want, select that plugin and install without restart, or download now and install with the restart, whichever combination you want, you can install. Okay, but what I want is the Performance plugin. What I want is the Performance plugin which I've already installed. But for you, it will be available. Search with Performance and go ahead and figure out the Performance plugin and select that plugin and just say install without restart. That's what. And once I have installed without start, now I was able to see the Performance plugin over here. Okay, you see Performance plugin in the installed plugins, Okay, but for you it will be available plugins. Select that plugin, go to this one, select that plugin, and at the bottom it will show you install without restart, and go ahead and install. Not this CCM, but Performance plugin. And once it is installed, it will show up over here in the installed. Okay, so that is one step that you have to do, guys. That is one step that you have to do. Okay, just forget that this is there. Okay, now we're gonna go and create our new project. Click on the new item. Click on the new item. Give a project name. Okay, Jmeter. Okay, class project. Okay, and then select the freestyle project. Select the freestyle. You do these steps after the Performance plugin is installed, guys. Just click on OK. Okay. Now give a description, any description. Okay. I'll give a description called Jmeter load test. Okay. Jmeter load test. You can ignore all of this. You can ignore all of this. Typically, your Jmeter will be integrated with the GitHub, and if your JMX script, you can upload into GitHub and give the URL here. But we are not gonna do that here. Okay, your LoadRunner script. What is the LoadRunner script that we are planning to execute now? The loadtest.jmx script. Okay, so this script is there. Okay, which is where is the script? Yeah, loadtest underscore 01030. This is your load test. Okay, this is your script, or the load test script, or the load test scenario. Okay, the test scenario. This is what typically what people would do is, okay, if you have a GitHub, okay, upload into GitHub and then automatically give the URL, and you can give the URL here. But that's not what I'm going to do here now. Okay, so I'm going to make it simple. Okay, so ignore all of it and then just say add build step, and execute Windows batch command. Okay, add step, and what do you do? Execute Windows batch command. Okay, so after the class, I would want you to explore this one as well. Run performance test. Okay, I haven't explored usually. Okay, if your scripts are in Unix, you can use this one, but most of them uses Windows itself. So I'll use execute Windows batch command. Okay, you can execute this, or you can play around with this option as well at the later point of time. I'm going to show you this one, execute Windows batch command. Okay, now, however you execute on the command line, the same piece of code you have to give here. So if you have to execute on the non-GUI mode or from the command line, what do? First, we will go to the bin folder. First we'll go to the bin folder of Jmeter. You see Apache Jmeter. Okay, from the bin folder, you see C user 3 desktop Apache Jmeter 5.2.1 bin folder. From the bin folder, you just say Jmeter, and then -n -t, okay, -n -t, and you wanted to execute this test. What test is it? Okay, Jmeter test is, hang on guys, okay, the load test 010030.jmx. So let me copy it into the bin folder itself so that I need not have to give the path. So let me copy it here. Okay, so this is the script that I wanted to execute. Okay, from the command line. Okay, so I'm executing this test from the command line. Okay, and then you can say where you wanted to store the results. Also, you can tell. Okay, you wanted to how to tell the results, -l, and then you say L for results, and the results you can put it in the folder. I would say first run dot JTL, and then press enter, and then your test starts. Okay, there seems to be some error here. Cannot resolve the class exception. There seems to be some issue here. Okay. So there seems to be an issue with that script. Okay, let me pick up some other script then. Okay. I think this is the script which was running before. Weird, it's not working. So let me see where the actual script was there that I've created. Oh, just now I've played around the script, messed up the script a little bit. Okay, so that could be the problem. Okay, so let me run an endurance test. Okay, so let me see where is this endurance test is. Okay, so it is there in the desktop, load test scripts, endurance scripts. Okay, so it is there over here in the Jmeter scripts. Not here. Let me check, guys. Hang on 1 second. Desktop load test scripts. Oh, it is over here itself. Okay, and then yeah, endurance. So let me try to execute this test. Okay, and this test also works. I think it should work. Load test 2. Let's try the load test 2 part. Okay, let's run it from the bin folder. Let me put it on the bin folder and let's run this one. Okay, this test has started successfully, as you can see here, guys. Waiting for the possible shutdown, step heap dump, thread dump message from port 4445, which means that the test is done. So this seems to be the right command. You see, the test has started. Okay, so this seems to be the command. So now, whatever the test that you're executing from the command line, the same thing now you're going to execute from the Jenkins. All you have to put this is same message, whatever you're putting over here, the same thing you can put it here. You can put it here. Same thing you can put it here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll copy this one. Okay, I'll copy this message, mark. Okay, I've copied this and paste it here. Copy this and paste it here. The only change that you have to do is instead of a hyphen, you put a backward slash. Okay, usually you have this one, so take away and put this one, and this is good to go. And this is good to go. Okay, and here the results file, you have to give the path for the results file as well. Otherwise, by default, the results will be stored on the not in the bin directory of Jmeter, because you are not running from the Jmeter, you are running from the Jenkins. So it will store it in the default folder of the Jenkins. it will store in the default folder of the Jenkins. So if you wanted to store it elsewhere, you have to give the path for that. Let's say I wanted to store it in the bin folder of Jmeter itself, then give the path for that. Okay, give the path for that, path for the bin folder of Jmeter. Okay. Okay, so that's the only change you have to give this. That's the only thing you have to give. You have to give the path for where you wanted to store your results file. Okay, that's the only other change that you have to give. Okay, otherwise it will store in the default folder of the Jenkins, not Jmeter. So you wanted your results file to be stored somewhere, then you have to give the path. Everything else is same. Everything else is same. Okay, so exactly how you run it from the command line, same thing I'm running it. Same thing I'm running it over here. You just save it and you're good to go. You're not done yet. Okay, let me configure that one. You're not done yet. Okay, so and then this is where you're giving the command that you wanted to execute the Jmeter script. But once the whole test is done, you can add some more steps. You see, add post build action. Okay, once the whole test is done, there are certain things that you can do. Okay, so once the test is done, you wanted to create the report automatically, and that's what you can mention into Jenkins over here. You see, add post build action, and you can say once the test is done, you can publish the performance test report. You can publish the performance test report, and you will not be able to see this option here, publish the performance test report. Only you will be able to see it only if you have added that plugin. Initially I've told you the performance plugin that I've told you initially, only if you add that performance plugin, then you will be able to see this option. Otherwise you will not be able to see this option called publish performance test results report if you have not installed the plugin. Okay, and there are options here. You can play around with the options as to how you wanted the report to be generated. It is not difficult, okay, but I'll leave it as its default. Okay, I'm not gonna play around with that. But only thing that I would like to do is the percentile response time is what I wanted to compare. Okay, usually percentile response times is what people will be interested. So this is the only change that I do. There's no other change. And just say it. And just say it. Okay, so there is one more issue here, guys. Let me configure this test again. There is one more issue here for this report to be generated. For this report, okay, and one more thing. Okay, there are a couple of things. Okay, so report needs to be generated for what? Report needs to be generated for what? We need to give that. The report needs to be generated for the first run.jpl, and it is there in so and so folder. So you have to give that. Okay, so report, please generate the report to this particular file. That is one thing that we have to give. So after the test is executed, automatically Jmeter will generate the report for this one. Okay, if not, I told you how to report how to generate the report, how to create the dashboard reports also. I've shown you. Okay, that's what we are explaining, that's what we were discussing. But if you want the Jenkins to generate the report as well, you can give the output file. Okay, the output file over here. So based on this file, it will generate the report. That's the first thing. And second thing is, if I wanted the Jenkins to generate the report, the output file, the first run.jpl should be in an XML. Should be in an XML. So how can I make sure that this command Jmeter -n-t will execute this script? Will execute this script. Okay. It should be loadtest.jmx, right? So how come it's mixed? Loadtest.jmx, loadtest2.jmx. Is that the script? Hang on one second. Loadtest2.jmx. How did I miss that? Okay, so here is the thing. So loadtest2.jmx -l, and then this is what it is. So by default, what it will do is it might not generate the report in an XML, but if you want the Jmeter to generate the report specifically in XML, there are few things that we have to do. Okay, so the command is -J. Okay, so Jmeter, and I think is it dot or underscore? Hang on, guys, one second. Okay, let me save it. Hang on one second, please. Okay, capital J, Jmeter .save service .output. Okay, this is the command that we have to do to say that the output format is an XML. Okay, so let me copy this from here. Let me go to the dashboard, and here is the project that we are creating now. Okay, let me configure it again. Okay, and here is what you do. Okay, now what happens? Okay, now what happens? So it will generate the output. It will generate the output log. Okay, or output file or results file, the JTL. It will not only generate it, but the format will be XML. You see, jmeter.saveservice.output underscore format is XML. Now the output format of the JTL file will be XML. Okay, so why you wanted it to be XML? Because if you want your Jenkins to create the report from this first run.jtl report, from this results file, it is creating the report. And if the Jenkins wants you to create the report, this one should be in XML, and that's exactly what you're saying. The output file should be created in XML is what you're telling. And once since it is created in XML, now my Jenkins can peacefully take this file and then create a report based on this output results file. And that is the reason why you're making sure that the output is in XML file. And then you're saying that Jmeter and the output should be in the XML file, and then you execute this particular script, and then the script output should be stored in this particular path and that particular. Okay, so let me save it. And let me go ahead and execute it. Are we clear so far, guys? Are we clear so far? All of you? Are we clear so far? All of you? Have you understood this line? Okay, I'm putting that in the chat window so that you can run it on your own. Okay, and I'll also put it on the WhatsApp as well. Okay, so I'll put this piece of code on the WhatsApp as well. Okay, so okay, so you can get it from the group, guys. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. So let me stop this test here so that I can start that test. Okay, so bin folder shutdown. Okay, continue. And you wanted to stop this test. Okay, so command shutdown received. So if you've seen, I've started the test from the command line. Now I'm making sure that it's kind of stopped. Okay, it will take a little bit of time to stop, guys. As soon as the test from the command line is stopped, I'll run it from Jenkins. I'll execute it from Jenkins. Okay. Just give it one moment, guys. So we will be executing now from the Jenkins. So I'm just waiting for this to completely stop. It should say success here. Okay, only then you know that it has stopped. So it is still running. Okay. Let me go to the bin folder. Let me delete this one. Okay. So again, it will generate the new file, first run.jt. Let it stop, guys. It's stopping. Okay, you see, this is what you have to see, end of the run. This is when you know it has stopped. Yeah, the test has stopped. So let me delete this results file which we have created just now. Now let me go ahead and run it from Jenkins. Okay, let me save it. Okay, go back. Okay, now all you have to do is just say build now. Click on the project that you have just created. Click on the project and just say build now. Automatically the build will be created and then the test will be started. You see, build is created and you see build is created. You see this is what it is, and it is created just now at 8:40 a.m. Okay, so you can click on this one to see what is going on, and here for the build one you will not be able to see what is going on, how the test is going on, if there are any errors, what is it. So you can just go to the console output and look at it. So there seems to be some issue in the command that we have given, guys. Okay, so oh, there is a forward slash. How come it's a forward slash? I've changed it to this one. No. So C user desktop Apache Jmeter Apache hyphen Jmeter Jmeter format XML hyphen and hyphen D. Oh, I have given a space between hyphen and D, and that's an issue. Okay, so let me go back here and change that project. Okay, where is it configure? Okay, click on configure, and then seems to be some issue with hyphen N and hyphen T. It is okay, right? Hyphen N and hyphen T is okay. There's no issue with that. Okay, maybe this command is an issue, hyphen N, hyphen T. And let me see if there is a space. Yes, there is a space here. Load test.jmx, and then hyphen L. Okay, I'm just checking, guys, the command whether it's correct or not. Now let me go ahead and build now again. So build 2 is happening, guys. Okay, so you see the build 2 is running now. Let me click on that, and then you see what is happening with the build 2 execution is happening or not. How can I check it? Go to the console output and you can check it. Okay, there seems to be some problem here. Hang on, guys. Let me see what is the error. Error occurred unknown Jmeter dot save service underscore output is. Oh, it's an okay. Did I say hyphen J or just J, guys? Or it should be hyphen J. That's the problem. Okay, hang on, guys. So there seems to be small mistakes. We'll be able to take care of it, right? Okay, it's just on the command as to what kind of command you're giving. You have to say hyphen J. Okay. Now again, you say build now. Okay. So the third build will be executing now. Okay. Again, there seems to be an issue here. Let me go to the console output. Oh, load test.jmx does not exist or cannot be opened. C program files Jenkins workspace. Okay. You have to give the path for load test.jmx as well. Okay, guys. So there seems to be a small mistake. Hang on, guys. So it is looking for the load test 2.jmx in this path which is there in Jenkins, and it says that the script is not available. So I thought it will go to the Jmeter bin folder and automatically take it, but what it is doing, it is going to the Jenkins default folder, which is Jenkins workspace Jmeter script class folder, and trying to get it from there. Either you can put the script over there or you can give the path for this. So what I will do is I'll put the script, this load test 2.jmx in this particular folder. So let me copy this. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'll put the Jmeter script over here. Okay, so load test 2. Okay, in this particular folder. So by default, Jenkins is looking for this particular script on this folder. I'm putting it over there. Okay, if not, you can give a path as well. You can give the path for this load test 2 wherever the script is there. You can give the path on the command line, but I don't want it to do that now. I'll put the scripts on the Jenkins default folder. So let me go ahead and run it. Okay, now the execution seems to be happening perfectly. So let me see the console output. Yes, you see the test is starting and it says waiting for the possible shutdown, stop now, keep them, which means that the test is happening. 4445. And you see that you'll see more log over here as the test executes. So this is how you can run the test on the Jenkins, guys. So you see active threads you're running the test with 15 users and the test has started. The test has started. This is how you can do it, guys. This is how you can do it. Okay. But in the command that I've given, everything seems to be right. Okay, let me go and copy that command again. Okay, so copy this whole thing again and send it to you. Okay, the only thing that I've done here is, guys, so I have put the Jmeter script on the bin on the default folder of Jenkins. Okay, that's the only thing that you have to do. Everything else, this command takes care of it. Okay, this command takes care of it. I've just put it on the chat window, guys. You can get it from there. Okay, so this is what it is. So this is how you can run a Jmeter script from the Jenkins. It's not overwhelming. Don't get overwhelmed. Watch this video a couple of times, and automatically it is very you'll feel that it's so simple to run it from Jenkins. Okay, not at all difficult. And the console output, whatever you see on the command line, the same kind of output you'll be able to see from the Jmeter console. Jmeter console. Okay, and once the whole test is done, you will be able to see the graphs as well. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll stop the test here. Okay, I'll stop this test. You can do it from the command line. Okay, just to show that you will be able to see the graphs as well. Shut down. Okay, now it will take a little bit of time to shut down and the test to stop. Okay, now the test will stop, and after that we will go and look at the graphs. Okay, guys. So with this, I'm going to show you the graphs once the test is done. With this, the Jmeter classes are done, guys. Yes, there are some people who are asking for dynatrace as well. I need some time, guys. Okay, so let me tell you. Maybe it will take like 6 to 7 days for the dynatrace to start. Okay, so I'll give you the exact date on the chat window. Okay, so I'll take maybe 1 or 2 sessions on the dynatrace to give you a feel for what is dynatrace and how the dynatrace looks like. Okay, you can join that dynatrace classes, but I need some time to preparation and I have some other work as well. So it will take maybe next week around this time, Monday, Tuesday. I'll try to take dynatrace classes, 1 or 2 classes for that. But Jmeter is done here, and yeah, thank you so much for joining the classes, guys. I hope you have learned a lot from the classes. Okay, and I'm sure you will crack the interview and you will do well in the interviews. And once you get the job, I'm sure you will be able to do the job as well. I hope. I wouldn't say I'm sure, but I hope you get the job and you get successfully will be able to handle the projects. Okay, so that's what I'm hoping. And on that note, I'm gonna close this session, guys. So any doubts, you can always reach out to me. Okay, any issues, you can always reach out to me. Okay, and thank you for joining us. So I'm just waiting for this to shut down. And in meanwhile, you have any questions, any issues, anything, you can talk to me, guys. You can unmute yourself and talk. Okay. So you see, this is what you will be able to see it in the report. Okay. So this is what is the performance trends graphs, and this is the report that you will be able to see it in the report. Okay, that's what it is. You just have to click on the performance trend and for which build you want it, for that build. Okay, so just say performance trend for previous build or whatever it is, you can select it from here. If you want to look it for the last report, you can say last report. Okay, so and then you'll be able to see the graphs from here as to what is the report and all that. Okay, so this is what your performance report will help you with. Okay, so this is what for which you have installed the plugin. You see, you're able to see the report here. That's it, guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Okay. So have a great day, guys. Great day ahead. And I know Jenkins is a little hard, overwhelming. Okay.
Hello.
Listen to this. It's not that hard. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Kumar, recently, I faced on telephonic interview. In that conversation, he asked one question like, how do you analyze the bottleneck, whether it is coming from the server side or applications server side or database server side, or it is from the front end? How do you analyze like that?
Okay, so basically, what you can tell Raghu is like you need some tools like profiling tools like Dynatrace, okay, or AppDynamics to clearly tell where is the problem. Okay, so this Dynatrace, there is some it uses certain technology called pure path. Okay, so using the pure path, it has, let's say the request has taken 5 seconds, it will tell you how much time it has spent on the database, how much time it has spent on the web server, how much time it has spent on the app server. That right away will tell you, okay, where is the issue. So typically you would have to use some profiling tool to exactly pinpoint and tell you where is the issue. So you can say that I have used a Dynatrace tool, and then in that tool there is a technology called PurePath, and in that it will exactly tell you where you have spent how much time, and based on that you can tell the bottleneck. Okay, where is the bottleneck for that request?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, Raghu?
Yeah. Okay.
That should be your answer. And also yesterday I've shown you in the class, like, whether it's on the client side or where exactly it has happened, you can talk about this connection time, DNS time, connection time, network time, server time, and the download time. There also you get a ballpark idea whether the issue is there on the connection, or issue is there on the network, issue is there on the client, or issue is there on the server. If the issues are there on the server, then the Dynatrace will help you to understand where the issue is. Is it on the web server, app server, or the database?
Okay.
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 Okay, guys. So on that note, we will wrap it up. So see you in the Dynatrace class, might be 1 week to 10 days. Okay. See you guys. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.